What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome back to the Dapper Snapper Gaming channel, and welcome back to MemeGC Monday, where we are featuring quite the interesting team today with a mod that I said was complete and utter trash in my video of a tier list of Series 8. So we're going to see if I was wrong. We're going to see if this team can prove me wrong. So if you're excited to see a Giratina team, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, share the video with your friends, that helps us out so much, and then of course ring that bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Now the reason we're using Giratina today is of course because we had the announcement late last week of the two brand new games coming at the end of this year and coming at the beginning of next year. And so our question of the day today is, in the Pokemon Legends Arceus game, you have three starters. You have Rowlet, Oshawott, and Cyndaquil. Which one are you planning on choosing, and why is it not Oshawott? So I would love to know down in the comments below. And so yeah, let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. So we're featuring Giratina, obviously a very large part of the Pokemon Platinum game, which came out quite a long time ago. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. However, it's really not that good. Compared to a lot of the other mods that you could choose, it's not good, especially with the origin form, because you can't even hold a weakness policy. You have to hold the Grisius orb, even though it's pointy, so it's not really orb shaped, but whatever, close enough. So this is a team by Pokeburn, by the way. If you have not seen his content, it will be down in the description below, his channel, as well as a link to this video about this team. It's a lot of fun. So basically the idea is Giratina has a couple of big weaknesses, in that of Ghost and of Dragon. And so you've got a immunity to Dragon in Clefairy and an immunity to Ghost in Porygon-Z. And so this honestly ends up becoming a team more about Porygon-Z, just with a Giratina on it, kind of there as a support kind of thing. But that's not a bad thing, because Clefairy and Porygon-Z also work together as well, so they don't necessarily have to pair with Giratina. They just work well in general. So this is a specially offensive one. This is so you can speed time max speed Kyogre. So yeah, if you run slower, then you risk a Kyogre being faster than you, which obviously a water type move isn't going to do all that much to you. But if it carries Ice Beam, that could hurt. And so possibly winning a speed tie is very, very nice. Then we have Clefairy here, Icy Wind Clefairy, which is really, really cool to me. You don't see Icy Wind all that much on Clefairy, and it actually works pretty well as far as slowing your opponents down. Really, really helpful. Follow Me, Helping Hand, and Protect. Really, really awesome set here. We've got a fully offensive Porygon-Z Life Orb, Hyper Beam, Dark Pulse, Protect, Trick Room. So Trick Room can be used to beat other people's Trick Room, especially with things like Glastrier running around, and of course the Calyrex riding the Glastrier. Trick Room is still very much a thing, and so you do have to be careful about that. That's why you also have Dark Pulse. It hits it when it gains the typing that makes it weak to Dark Pulse. So that is there really for Calyrex. But yeah, it's pretty nice. Then we've got a choice banded Landorus. I'm pretty excited about this. This is really, really cool. We do have two ground immunities on this team in Celesteela and Giratina, and so you can click Choice Band Earthquake pretty freely, obviously hitting things like Incineroar. And I mean, there's a lot in the game that does not really appreciate a Choice Banded Earthquake coming off of a Landorus, especially fully offensive. This can do some damage, and it also is a Dynamax option for the Fly, or you can just click Raw Fly, either way, and then of course Rock Slide for the flinch chance. This thing is not particularly super slow at 91. It's not super fast, but it is faster than several things such as Giratina, so that does help out quite a bit. Celesteela with Power Herb. Now this is such an interesting choice, but with Wide Guard, that's actually really, really nice. It helps out against things like Groudon, which wants to click Precipice Blades, Origin Pulse or Water Spout coming off of Kyogre, Glacial Lance, and Astral Barrage, that's what it's called. yeah, any of those, this really helps with. So honestly, Wide Guard is super valuable in this current metagame just because there are so many really powerful spread moves. And this isn't something that you typically think has Wide Guard, at least to me. I don't really think of it having Wide Guard. And so it's a really awesome bring. So Meteor Beam to obviously get a little bit more powerful. Air Slash can turn into Max Airstream, so you can get your +1 and then Dynamax and go from there. So that can be really helpful. So yeah, it's a pretty cool mod. And then of course, Incineroar is Incineroar. This is an AV Incineroar, which is really awesome. So Snarl, Fake Out, and Brick Break, which you don't see a whole lot of Brick Break, but definitely can help, especially against things like Lapras that want to set screens, Grimmsnarl, which has been picking up in popularity quite a bit, Regieleki that can set screens, anything like that. This thing is there to break those. And so yeah, it's a really interesting team. It's not the most busted team I've ever seen in the world, but it is functional, and I think that we are gonna see some fun games out of that today. So let's go ahead and grab our first match. First match of the day, and that's an Execute. Okay, have not seen an Execute yet, ever. What does that even do? Does it get Chlorophyll? Is that something this thing gets? I'm assuming it does because Executor gets it, right? Okay, it gets Chlorophyll and Harvest. Chlorophyll Hypnosis, maybe? Worry Seed? I honestly have no idea. It also might get Trick Room. I have no idea what to expect out of this. What the heck? It also gets Grassy Glide. Interesting. Okay. What do we do here? Giratina seems pretty good, actually. I'm gonna lead Giratina and let's go Giratina Lando. Is that good? Actually, let's lead Giratina Incin, Lando in the back. Celesteela. Yeah, I think that's what I want. I mean, this team's really offensive, so I think this is fine. Giratina honestly does pretty well here. It looks pretty good. We just need to keep it from going to sleep. That's the biggest issue. But with Sun shenanigans, that could be a little difficult. Execute Incineroar. We do see the Execute. All right. Okay, so this is... Honestly, I have no clue what's going on. So it's most likely Sash, I would assume. But probably like Hypnosis? It doesn't get Spore, I don't believe. No, so it's probably Focus Sash plus... I mean, it also gets Screens. I have no clue what this thing's gonna do. Like, none. I have zero clue what this thing is going to do. So, we could fake it out. We could also fake out the Incineroar. I think I just want to knock out the Execute this turn because that could end up... Okay. Actually protects with the Execute. Why am I scared of this thing? I don't know what it's gonna do. So just protect for the fake out right there. So I mean, faking out Incineroar was, you know, obviously a little bit better of a play there, but it's all good. Parting Shot into Giratina. That's fine. That's why I don't want to commit the max just yet. I think it's a little early. But I definitely see you going into Groudon now in order to set your Sun. It's actually Urshifu, and it's Dark type Urshifu, which is very bad. I'm going to swap in Landorus. Yeah, because I don't want any of that. And I'm honestly just going to Flare Blitz the Urshifu. I want to save my Giratina for later because I think it has quite a bit of value. How fast is Execute? 40. It is not fast. Can confirm, not fast. Now, I mean, if it went for Wicked Blow, then yeah, that attack drop isn't going to matter. Just crit obviously ignores that, so it doesn't matter at all. Sleep Powder. This thing is fast. At least faster than my Incineroar. Is my Incineroar like no speed? Yeah, this Incineroar has no speed investment. What in the world is this? Yeah, so this thing is like max speed, pretty much. Okay. So, I honestly want to go for Fly here, although, no, I'm faster. I'm faster than this as long as it's not Scarfed. So I'm actually going to Fly into this and go ahead and burn a Sleep Turn. I'll just go ahead and stay in. Yeah, I'm just going to lock myself into Fly here. So, Wicked Blow misses. Oh, I wake up. Nice. The one-turn sleep. I would think you'd... Ooh, burn. Nice. We take those. We absolutely take those. There's the Trick Room. Okay. That's why it went last. Okay, so... Well, but that just saves my Landorus, though, because now my Landorus is in the sky the entire turn. So that's actually totally fine. So I'm going to Flare Blitz into Execute now. That burn is super clutch, though. Let's be real. That burn is super clutch. Alright. That play makes sense. Into Rotom. Okay, that's fine. That does cover the switch. But yeah, now Incineroar is the fastest thing here. And my goodness, it even... Wow, okay. Why is this thing being a beast? Why is Execute being a beast right now? Like, I don't understand. Okay. Why is Execute being a beast? That is what I need to know. Like, this is kind of ridiculous. Ultimately, we do have Meteor Beam Celesteela in the back. However, we are... Well, we're max speed timid. But, I mean... Rotom... We need to know about how fast this Rotom is, though. Because Rotom is quite a bit faster than us. So we need to try to get a feel for how fast this thing is. I'm going to let Lando go down here, I think. Worst case scenario, Nasty Plot, I guess. Okay, so that doesn't help all that much. We know that it's slower than Landorus, but it's naturally slower than Landorus. So, I mean, that doesn't help all that much as far as determining speed. I mean, we could save Landorus, but with both things asleep, I don't think that that's really worth it right now. Okay, there goes Execute. This is ridiculous. Like, why? I can't believe this is a thing. Like, this actually is a thing that is on the ladder right now, is an Execute team. Really funny, though. Alright, so we are going to see the max. Okay. I'm wondering... I'm assuming this is just all-out offensive, to be honest. So Incin actually hangs on, which is, you know, it's fine. This thing is in Meteor Beam range. Well, outside of Dynamax it is. Outside of Dynamax it's in Meteor Beam range. But that does, I mean, that's one turn of its Dynamax down already. And it doesn't really do a whole lot to Giratina. I can't really afford to switch right now. Yeah, I can't really afford to switch anything because it's not free. Although, I mean, you're not going to electric move into the Celesteela, right? Could fire move, though. Either way, I don't really want to do that. Oh, no. Man. Execute. What is this? Alright, we do wake up, but, I mean, we're not going to do any damage. Snarl would have been better there. Snarl would have been way better. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so there's Max Flare. They do take the double KO there. The question is, can Giratina solo the entire team? We're no longer in Trick Room, which is dangerous for Celesteela. So, I mean, we could also consider maxing Celesteela. We could consider maxing Celesteela in order to max guard on this turn. And then get some speed boosts. Like, we could double protect here. I don't think that's the worst play. Go ahead and stall this out. But yeah, that's very interesting. A very interesting team for sure with Execute. Very interesting. But so yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and double protect here. Because I don't want to deal with that. Yep, nope. Nope. No max flares. No snarls. None of that. None of that. So yeah, I mean, if you want to use a big powerful move, good for you. But I mean, yeah, no, I don't like that. So we're gonna go ahead and try to also take a double KO here. I doubt we take out Incineroar. I'm gonna go ahead and about guarantee it. Yeah, it's 2-hit KO. Celesteela is actually faster, so that's good. That's very good. Rotom should not survive this. And more importantly, we get rid of the sun. So when this thing comes in, when Execute comes back in, it does not have the speed boost from the chlorophyll. So that is very, very important. Celesteela might be able to clean this up because we do have Urshifu and we do have... okay, I mean, your Intimidate is useless right now because we're special. So honestly, that's fine. Celesteela obviously doesn't want to be weakened, but Execute at this point is going to be slower than everything just because we are max speed on both of our mons. We do need to take it out, though. We do need to go ahead and get rid of that thing. Like, right now. This thing being burned is also really, really good. Can't protect on this turn because then I'm just going to take a Wicked Blow anyway. So I'm going to Airstream into the Urshifu and Shadow Ball into the Execute. Battle was canceled. We beat the Execute team. We beat the Execute team. Yeah, I mean, just saving Dynamax until the late game, honestly, is what held it together. And Celesteela plus Giratina with the burn from Flare Blitz, I don't think there's any way that you could have won that. If you had taken out either of my pieces, I think you would have won there, though, just because I take out one, execute puts the other to sleep. But in that situation where I'm going to be faster than, let's see here. So, I mean, on my Giratina, we were at nearly full. We weren't quite at full, but we were close. Against a regular Urshifu, but also burned. Yeah, even Jolly Choice Banded still doesn't KO there on Giratina, and so then we would have picked up the double KO. Incineroar comes back in, it can't take a Rockfall plus Earth Power. And so, yeah, we win there either way. So, yeah, pretty cool. But seeing execute, that's really cool. So let's go ahead and jump into game 2. Match number 2, we've got a Solgaleo team. Really cool. Very diverse team here, actually. So we've got Guzzlord, which you don't see very often. We featured a Guzzlord team in the past. And that actually worked out really, really well with weakness policy. It actually worked out really, really well. So Guzzlord can work, I guess. Naganadel is a huge problem. Super, super fast, super, super offensive, hits really hard. Super frail, though. That's the only thing. Giratina looks like it kind of struggles against this team, like, a lot. It's good against Rillaboom, but that's about it. Although Porygon-Z might be a good bring. I think I want to lead Clef PZ. As far as in the back, Landorus seems like a must bring, an absolute must bring. And then Ensign or Steela. I think it's Steela. Yeah, I think we leave Giratina behind. Just everything beats it. It helps us to beat Solgaleo, but then it gets beaten by Guzzlord. It loses to Naganadel. We can Earth Power the Incineroar, but as you saw in the last game, it's going to do like less than half. So, I mean, that's not super useful. And then if it carries Darkest Lariat, that's a thing. So, yeah, it's just not the best in this scenario, I don't think. So, I think we're going to leave it behind. We do see Incineroar Guzzlord. Totally fine with that lead, actually. Intimidate's fine. Yeah, I think this is okay. I mean, PZ hits like a truck. It really does. I'm wondering how much we can do with a Hyper Beam max strike. I mean, Guzzlord straight up goes down if it isn't maxed. Although it could have some bulk. It's gonna need a lot of bulk though to live. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna have to be like Assault Vest to live, pretty much. I think I want to go ahead and I want to follow me here. I think that's gonna be super valuable. Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and go for it and just try to go ahead and remove the Guzzlord from the field. I think this is fine. I don't think that there's too big of a downside to this. Helping Hand could have also been an option, depending on how bulky this thing is, but only max HP will not... It won't survive. It will not survive with only max HP. Alright, fakes out there. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, Guzzlord's gone. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. If that is the weakness policy user, I don't want to deal with that. If it's... I don't know. I don't want to know. I want it gone. So, yeah, PZ coming out to do its thing. I'm all about that. But yeah, it looks like my opponent anticipated a Giratina lead, and this would have been very good against a Giratina lead. Well, I mean, not really, because how much would Giratina have done against... Yeah, Giratina would have nay-nayed Guzzlord too. I don't know. I'm not sure. So against a Solgaleo, though, this is a little bit of a different story. a little bit of a different story, because this thing can be quite annoying to deal with. So, however, let's see, if we have a Helping Hand, Helping Hand still doesn't KO. It's a 2-hit KO either way, though. Icy Wind, Darkness, that's what I'm going to do. Solgaleo is faster. It's naturally faster than Porygon-Z. And so I want to be able to have a follow-up attack on the next turn, and it to be slower. Although it could just Steel Spike. And if that's the case, then, you know, that's a little unfortunate. But, oh, we're faster. Okay. That's good to know. We do just over half, exactly what we thought. Okay. Probably Weakness Policy, though, which could be scary. No Policy. Good to know. And Steel Spike onto us. I was gonna say, we should be able to take that without Weakness Policy. Even with Policy, I think we would have lived barely. Just barely. There's the Icy Wind. Incineroar avoids it. I don't care about that. I thought I would need the extra speed, but this thing is not max speed. So, good to know. Although it's full metal body, so the speed drop wouldn't have mattered anyway. I'm not sure why I did that then. It's fine. It's totally fine. But yeah, I'm just going to click it again. The extra bulk, well, do I even need it though? Honestly, I can freely switch, can't I? I can switch into Landorus here pretty freely, I think. Solgaleo could max guard, and that seems... I mean, that's your best play, is to max guard, but do you have it? Or are you for attacks? For it to not be Weakness Policy, I'm going to strike the Incineroar. I feel like you're max guarding here if you're not Weakness Policy. Just normally, that's what these things run. So we'll go ahead and intimidate the Incineroar. Obviously, Solgaleo doesn't take anything. No max guard. Okay. I mean, Incineroar's gone, which is fine. I mean, we still have Choice Banded Earthquake. Man, I could have just KO'd the Solgaleo there, but, you know, it's fine. It is now at +2 defense, which is bad. Definitely a problem. And we know that it's at least somewhat bulky. We know it's at least a little bit bulky. I'm going to go Steela here, actually, because you really can't touch Steela, I wouldn't think. Not that Steela can really touch this either, but yeah, and can't touch Rillaboom either. I want to switch out Lando here. I want to keep that around. The Intimidate would be really, really nice for later. These are the last two, so I'm going to switch Lando out into Clefairy. And then I think I just Air Slash into Rillaboom. Yeah, I could have just knocked out the Solgaleo, but I mean, surely it has a non-attacking move. I would assume. I would assume it does. But it's just odd at not being Weakness Policy. I guess the Weakness Policy was on the Guzzlord. That's what I assume is the case. So yeah, we sack Clefairy here. I'm fine with Clefairy going down. That does cycle the Intimidate back in to work on the Rillaboom. Although our Earthquake is going to be weakened by the terrain, which isn't great. Rillaboom takes a ton, though. Nice. We take those. Knocks off our Power Herb. I mean, we really aren't using it here, because neither of these things really aren't really weak to it, so that's fine. So we'll go back into Landorus. Get -1 on the Rillaboom. So that's just there for the Grassy Glide as this thing goes out. But this game is definitely not over, because if I can't take out this Solgaleo with Landorus, we could be in some trouble. We could definitely be in some trouble. I definitely click Earthquake here. No brainer there. I'll just go ahead and remove Rillaboom from the equation. That's just extra priority damage that I don't need to be taking. Yeah, Grassy Glide comes out. Makes sense. -1. Shoo, that does a lot, though. Even at -1, that does a lot. Yeah, and it takes it like a champ. It does carry Crunch. Goes for it on the Celesteela. Okay, I mean, that's going to be another at least couple of attacks from my side. Okay. So that's going to boost Celesteela. We're getting even stronger with it now. The terrain is definitely hurting us, plus, obviously, the +3 defense. That's definitely not helping our cause. But we now have a 2v1, which is very, very nice. I mean, Flash Cannon's going to do more. So we'll click that. But yeah, it'll take another one, too. Well, it is single target now, so that helps. But I'm assuming no. I'm not sure why you're going after this, because now I KO you again with another one. But yeah, so it's gone now. Alright, so that's how you deal with Solgaleo, team. Yeah, that could have gone so much quicker if I hadn't overpredicted on a... I really thought that there would be a max guard there from my P2, since we found out that P2 was faster. I really thought there would be a max guard. But, yeah, we took the long way around, but it's fine. It's totally fine. The team worked. We didn't use Giratina in that game, but it's totally fine. It's technically a Porygon-Z team, but we've got a Giratina on it, so it's all good. Let's go ahead and grab one more match for today. Final match of the day, and we've got a Rain team. All right, so quite an interesting array today of different types of teams. For teams like this, there are a couple of leads. You could lead Giratina plus Celesteela, or you could lead Celesteela Incineroar. Incineroar allows us to stop the Tailwind from coming out, and then Celesteela obviously has Wide Guard. So that's definitely a thing that I think we want to have. Kingdra is a big problem on this team. I'm gonna be honest. Kingdra looks really scary. Yeah, Kingdra's a problem for this team, like, a lot. I guess Porygon is a possible answer, but otherwise Porygon doesn't really do all that crazy, especially with a Hawlucha around. The other option would have been to actually set Trick Room on their Tailwind, but I don't know. This team is meant to be super fast. Their team is meant to be super fast and just get in, get out is what it looks like to me. So just really hyper offense Rain. Probably Grassy Seed, Hawlucha with Unburden. So I mean, maybe Trick Room was the play. But at the same time, we're just going to start lowering their speed with Max Strike. So that kind of works against us. But I mean, Max Strike just regular would have been fine. But I mean, we're not going to take a whole lot of hits. It actually is Torn Raichu. I don't like seeing Raichu. Definitely do not like seeing Raichu. However, so there's a couple of things that I could do here. I could fake out Tornadus to stop Tailwind. But then Celesteela probably takes a big hit. Or I could fake out Raichu, although it may go first. I think I'm going to fake Raichu out here and try to Meteor Beam the Tornadus and just remove it from the field entirely. It does fake out our Incineroar, so we were going to fake out each other. So Yeah. Taunt. Okay. I mean, I went for an attacking move. I mean, we can prevent... If this thing... If we hit... I mean, if we hit, then we prevent Tailwind. Which was what we wanted. So... Please? Okay, we do hit. I'm assuming it was expecting like a Totemize or something like that. But it's gone. No, it's Sash. Ugh. Okay. I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised. I shouldn't be surprised. Okay, so this turn, I think I Snarl. We could max here. And get +1 speed. And that could support what's in the back. Getting speed, like on Giratina. That could be nice. Yeah. Could also give a defense boost. Yeah, I just want to go ahead and take a double KO here if we can. We can't really stop Tailwind. But we can take a double KO with Snarl plus offensive move. And then with this, we should be at +2 with Celesteela. And Celesteela now is pretty much becoming our best answer to Kingdra. At least, like, from a defensive standpoint. So, yeah, Tailwind goes up. Not really much we can do about that. Eerie Impulse. I hate that move. Like, a lot. That move... Oh, that was even with a crit? This thing's bulky. So Snarl isn't even going to matter. In fairness, I should have Flare Blitzed into Raichu and then done this because Sand is going to knock it out. Yeah, I mean, Sand was going to knock out Torn there anyway. Oh, we crit him on 1 HP. Nice. Although maybe my opponent being able to bring in both... the Kyogre and Kingdra at the same time may have been worse. So now you have to do it one at a time. At least with this, we have the opportunity to get rid of the rain. Is this Incineroar worth saving? I don't think so. I'm going to click Snarl and Rockfall again into the Raichu. Yeah, Eerie Impulse is terrible. I hate that a lot. That does so much damage. That does so much damage. Alright, we're not quite able to take out Raichu, but we are able to get rid of the rain, which is going to do less damage against... Okay, so it's going to make sure that the Kyogre is going to be doing less damage. We do get out of the taunt, which is good. I'm going to go Giratina here. Okay. I almost want to double protect here. Just to let the Sand take Raichu out. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. Is actually go ahead and double protect here. Because I don't think you... Yeah, you don't max with Kyogre here. This gives me my Wide Guard back. Prevents me from getting Eerie Impulsed yet again. Oh, actually Eerie Impulsed into the Giratina. Interesting. But that's fine. Celesteela is now essentially useless, and Raichu goes down to Sand there. And so, yeah, now you have a Kingdra that's coming in sand. And Kingdra is actually naturally slower than Giratina. So I'm Dracoing that every day of the week. Yeah, no doubt about that. And Celesteela is at how many? -3. I think I click Wide Guard here. It's just any kind of extra damage. It might be Specs Kyogre. I didn't bother calcing, but if it's Specs, then it becomes useless until you target down Celesteela with Kingdra. So, I don't think there's any situation where we OHKO this thing Dynamaxed. Actually, there's a chance. There's an 18% chance that we OHKO this. 18%. 18%. We'll see what happens. So, Wide Guard comes out first. That is what this thing does now. Now it's shifting roles from the offense to the defense. Okay. So, you went before me. Even though Kingdra is naturally slower. Are you Scarf? Or no, you're maxed. Okay. And with that little bit of damage, you pretty much guaranteed it. Yeah, it went... Because of Life Orb, it went to an 81% chance of a KO. So, yeah. We take those. Tailwind. I forgot about Tailwind. That's what it was. Okay. I'm going to switch out to reset my stats. Do I just meme here? I think I just sit here and click Wide Guard for the rest of time. I think that's what I do. So yeah, I'm clicking it again. I'm going to confirm whether or not you can do anything else. Okay, so you're not choiced, which is good. It's good to know. So I'm going to follow me. Bring back in Giratina. If you Water Spout, that's fine. But, I mean, you're expecting me to click Wide Guard here. So that's fine. So if you go for Ice Beam here, it's going into the Clefairy either way. It's actually Thunder. Okay. I'm good with Clefairy taking that too. Because we take, like, nothing from that. This time I'm going to Helping Hand. And Draco. I just want as much damage on this thing as I possibly can get. It is a speed type. This thing's max speed timid. We miss our Draco. Are you serious? That probably would have KO'd. With Helping Hand, if it's no bulk at all, it does 81 to 96. Which would have had a chance. That's incredibly annoying. That could cost me the game. That miss might cost me the game. Because 2 Dracos would have definitely KO'd it. Yeah, this thing's got some bulk on it. We are faster, so there's a flinch chance. No flinch. Oh, actually goes for Giratina. Okay. Actually, I think we're fine. That miss still hurt, but I think it's okay. Because I think Air Slash should be enough? Question mark? If not, there's a there's a possibility of a flinch. Okay, we got it. Okay, fair and square. Gosh, that miss making me nervous. Making me nervous out here. All right, we took it. We got it. Giratina did work. Giratina did a lot of work, actually. Didn't have to be the offensive threat in those games. Like, it worked really well as a bulky support role, so it did all right. It did all right. I liked it. I liked it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of MemeGC. Of course, Wednesday, we're going to have an awesome Wi-Fi battle for you. And Friday, we will be continuing our Pokemon Emerald Randomizer Nuzlocke. And I guess my suffering will continue because that's all it's been so far in that challenge. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a great week. We'll see you later. Stay safe out there. Stay healthy. Bye-bye.